what's up, everybody? Time for another game theory video, sort of commenting on this guy. This guy gave me an idea for a video. Anyway, not calling the guy dumb, but what you said is dumb, and it's actually not logical at all, right? This is from this video earlier, right? He doesn't think that why would the next attack reset your stun? And actually, I think this is very obvious why you would have something like this in a game. Okay, so let's look at this. And hopefully you'll get why this is actually very obvious. Oh yeah, remember if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support, channel, I appreciate it. Thanks, right? Okay, so again, we have this idea that I guess people didn't realize. If I do, let's say my heart attack, this is my heart attack, and this is my fireball. They both do, let's say, in these 2 blocks of pushback, right? Now, of course, if you delay the attack, it's going to do 4. It's going to do 4 blocks of pushback, let's say, right? Now, of course, since you can cancel your heart attack and you cancel, let's say you do it early and it only does 1 block of pushback. Maybe you cancel a bit later. It only does 1 block of pushback. Of course, because it has not fulfilled all of this pushback, you're not going to get the full 4 because the last hit overrides this, right? So if we have this little theoretical dude right here, right? Look at this dude, he's doing the splits. He's getting in his Jean-Claude Van Damme practice. If I were just to do a heart attack, boom, pushes him back 2 spots. If I do a fireball, pushes him back another 2 spots, right? But since I cancel the heart attack, and then he starts to move back, and then the fireball hits him, and so he moves to here. This is actually very logical. Even if you don't even have to do a cancelable special move to see this. If you were just to do normal moves, you would see that this is how it is effective, right? If I were to do, just say a guy's next to me and I do, let's say the game has chain combos or something. If I do the chain combo fast, maybe I'll be right here. If I do it slow because the next attack is so fast, he has more time to be pushed back, right? Now this guy's trying to say that this is not logical or something like this and that you don't think it should override. And an easy way to show that this is retarded is let's imagine let's say a super fireball with Ryu, right? If I do a super fireball, let's say the super fireball, let's give it, where's my brush right here? Let's say the super fireball right here, it does 5 hits. Every hit is 2 blocks. Well, I want you to imagine this in your head. What the fuck is going to happen if it did not override itself, right? Well, every hit is 2 blocks. You could block 1 fucking super fireball and already be in the corner. Ryu would have recovered from shooting his super fireball, right? And Ryu would be at the advantage. Street Fighter would be like a fucking Guilty Gear game, let's say, because guess what? You're saying that this stun must be absolute, that this stun must be fulfilled. I cannot override it. So just do it. It could be a fireball that hits 2 hits. Every fucking EX fireball would put you at a tremendous advantage because you would have to let this fulfill. Oh, just the EX fireball. Let's say the EX fireball, you know what I mean? It does 2 blocks, but it hits so fast that it's almost like instead of being 2 blocks, instead of being 4, it's like 2 and just a little bit of quarter because it hits so fast. But your theory is, what you think is logical is basically, I don't think the second hit should override. So despite this move hitting so fast, just an EX fireball pushes me back here. And technically, because this stun is so long, I am at a tremendous advantage now. Do you get what I'm saying? How retarded this actually is that you think that this would be logical? Like, you need to, I've said before, one of the reasons that I've been able to predict games so accurately is even if you look at a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, I was able to predict Dragon Ball FighterZ so accurately, combo routes and all, because, well, first of all, I watched a lot of scrubs play, and I knew what I was looking for. But when you saw people theory fighting the game, they were theory fighting the game in a way that was not even logical for a video game or not logical for a fighting game. People are like, oh, I can't wait for this beam battle. Then when I do the beam battle, I'm going to vanish on the other side. And then won't it be so cool if we can turn around and do a beam struggle like that? And it's like, where the fuck have you seen there's even a fucking beam struggle in the game, motherfucker? Like, they're like making up fantasy things and like, do you know what I mean? You have to like think about a fucking video game like logically, right? Like, God forbid, let's say, imagine we're playing a game like fucking a Marvel version of Ryu, okay? A Marvel version of Ryu. Ryu's fireball in Marvel is, I don't know, is it 20 or 25 hits? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's around 20 to 25 hits, right? But the move is hitting so fast, you know what I mean? That you're only really getting, generally speaking, it hits so fast, you're only getting that last hit of block stun, let's say. But your theory, what you're trying to imply, is that you don't think any hit should override it. So basically, Ryu, can you imagine zoning in this sort of theoretical idea of a fighting game, what you're implying? So every time I do a super fireball, guess what? Way long after the beam, you've already blocked the beam. Do you know what I mean? Way long after you've already blocked the beam. Ryu's, he's just being pushed to the corner. I could be all the way on this side of the screen. Let's say if it's a regular fucking fighting game. I do a super fireball. He gets pushed that far back, right? In your theory of the game, it's like, and then it's like, oh, wait, the move is over? Well, I still got all this moves that I have to take into account that I blocked that haven't fulfilled their stun. So instead of this movement going like normally, boom, and I get stuck here, it goes, and it's like, oh, wait. And then your guy's like slowly moving backward, still slowly fulfilling all this stun. 5 minutes later, you know what I mean? And you're just like going in on the dude. Do you see why this doesn't make any sense what the fuck you're talking about for a game to be designed that way? That the last hit should not override it? Like, this is why, like, bro, you gotta like, I know you're trying to use like real life logic in a game where I can throw a fireball. People can't throw fireballs in real life. At least I don't think. The earth might be flat. Flat world, earth is flat, theory, fireballs. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, the point is, and even you're talking about Django, look at fucking Street Fighter 2. Imagine if in just fucking regular Street Fighter 2, if when you're mashing on duck short versus somebody, if the last hit did not actually override everything. If I'm just mashing on duck short with Ryu right here, and the last hit isn't overriding, imagine the advantage it would give you. Because I'm mashing so fast, in regular Street Fighter 2, you can get about 6 or 7 shorts, right? I think it is in Street Fighter 2. And then I think once you got to like Super Turbo, it was like 4, maybe 5 if you could really mash like a motherfucker, right? You know what I mean? Depending on the character. But anyway, can you imagine that? Ryu just mashes on shorts 6 or 7 times, and he hasn't even had time to like start to move back. Like seriously, think about that. You're playing like old school games and you're like, wow, you could just mash on a guy with jab. You know what I mean? Mash on a dude with jab and they're like, and then finally they're pushed away. In this theory of the game, you're going like, and then you finish and then they're finally pushed away. But guess what? They haven't technically fulfilled all of the stuns of those light attacks. So he's still going to go like, he creaks back a little more, right? Do you get what I'm getting at? Like, this is actually not, I mean, come on, man. Come on. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. Super chat, super like, super whatever. Fuck my titties on a Sunday. The end.